beautiful day. I see we have no doubt triple the turnout we usually have, and it's a great day to honor our departed brothers.
Your dog. I just get lucky to walk them around here. Morning.
Once a year on Memorial Day, we set our tasks aside to decorate the rows of graves from soldiers who have died. From the War of Independence, which gave our country birth, to the recent wars which took their toll of humanity on earth. And now we come to honor them and give them praises due, to plant a flower and the flag of red and white and blue. To say our solemn prayer again, the hope that wars will cease, and bring to countries great and small an everlasting peace.
Port arms. Aim. Fire. Aim. Fire. Aim. Fire. Present arms.
I would like to now introduce the committee heads. Myself, I'm Carol Gibbons, chairperson, Sandy Douglas, co-chairperson, and Cliff Musser, parade chairman. And I would like to introduce Louis Valvano, our parade marshal. Invocation will be given by Father John Osterly, pastor of Holy Redeemer Parish.
Holy God, we gather here as Americans and also as part of the entire world that you created. Loving God, we gather here this morning with a whole mix of feelings inside. We feel grateful for the valor and courage of Americans killed in war. We also feel sad that their lives were taken. We feel powerless as violence becomes more and more common and countries and groups resort to war so easily. We feel responsible to open ourselves to you, who tell us to turn our swords into plowshares and our spears into pruning hooks. We feel frightened that some of the young people who are here today may be killed in war and be memorialized here in 10 or 20 years. We feel hopeful because you say, "Blessed are the peacemakers. They shall be called children of God." Amen.
Ellwood City Area Civic Chorale will now offer music selections.
Was built
I want to thank all of you who came out this morning to make this a very glorious Memorial Day. We are gathered to give honor to those who have served and those who have paid the supreme price. While we are doing this, I feel I would be amiss if I did not mention one of our comrades who served the military honorably and then later went on to serve the veterans of this community honorably. That's Archie Hemsky. Archie has went on to serve the Supreme Commander of all of us. Archie, we miss you. Now it is my pleasure to introduce to you an honorable man I have known for many years. The President Judge, the Honorable Judge Dom Motto.
At this time, it is my privilege to introduce Judge Dominic Motto also. Judge Dominic Motto is the President Judge of the Court of Common Pleas of Lawrence County. Judge Motto is a 1967 graduate of Newcastle Senior High School. After obtaining a bachelor's degree in political science from the University of Pittsburgh, he obtained a Juris Doctor degree from the University of Akron School of Law. In October of 1974, he was admitted to practice law before the bar of the Supreme Court of Pennsylvania, and thereafter was admitted to the bar of the United States District Court for the Western District of Pennsylvania and the Supreme Court of the United States. He engaged in the general practice of law in the Pennsylvania and federal courts. He served as solicitor for the Newcastle Area School District from 1977 to 1995. In 1994, he was nominated by Governor Robert Casey for Judge of the Court of Common Pleas of Lawrence County and was unanimously confirmed by the Senate. In November of 1995, he was elected to a 10-year term as Common Pleas Court Judge and retained for an additional 10-year term in November of 2005. Judge Motto became the President Judge of the Court of Common Pleas of Lawrence County in June of 2004. He married the former Jerry Ann Fuzzioli and is the proud father of 3 sons, Dominic, Joseph, and Michael. Judge Motto.
Thank you, members of the committee, veterans, public officials, and other honored guests and friends. Today we meet to honor the men and women of the armed forces of the United States of America who gave their lives for the preservation of our government. In so doing, we can also celebrate the fact that the revolutionary beliefs that the founding fathers of this country initiated over 200 years ago, that a system of government can be founded upon the ideal of independence and liberty, remains intact to this day. The priceless concept of individual freedom was not invented by the founding fathers, but rather has always been a gift from God to mankind. The genius of the founding fathers was that they had the inspiration to develop the safeguards to protect our God-given freedoms. Yet the belief that the rights of man come from the hand of God and not the pleasure of the state is still the subject of controversy and conflict all over the world. As a result, the governmental framework established by our founding fathers is such that it requires constant attention to preserve. Each generation of Americans has been faced with the challenge of preventing the erosion of our basic freedoms. Unfortunately, at times, that challenge can only be met by engaging in the ravages of war and the loss of lives. Those who we honor today met the challenge that faced them for the preservation of liberty by giving their very lives to prevent the loss of liberty to those they left behind and to those to come after. It is indeed fitting that we should honor those who died for the preservation of liberty, not only because we enjoy daily the fruits of that sacrifice, but also to remind ourselves that the work of preservation of liberty and peace is a never-ending struggle to prevent the abuse of power by individuals, groups, governments, or other nations. What we say here today is fleeting. However, the commitment that we make here to the work of preserving the ideals of government is enduring. The true honor that we bestow on those who have served us in the armed services is to protect and defend our heritage at all levels in our own lives. In so doing, we take up the unfinished work of the honored dead and ensure that their death was not in vain. The strength of a nation lies in what its people believe to be true. If we believe in the faith of our forefathers and the tradition of freedom of our country, and we instruct our children in these ideals, then our nation will be strong. We are a people who have enjoyed the luxury of not being bound by social classification. An individual in this country can rise up by his own merit, no matter how humble his origin. It is commonplace today that sons and daughters of farmers and laborers are able to become educated and take their place at all levels of government, business, and the professions through their own initiative, hard work, and talents. As a nation, we have become committed to ensuring that those opportunities are available to all, regardless of race, creed, national origin, or religious belief. So successful has been the framework for the guarantee of personal freedom as created by our founding fathers that people from all over the world have immigrated to this country to live a life of freedom and opportunity, and have been willing to die to protect and defend these uniquely American ideals. We now are the inheritors of the freedom achieved by the sacrifice of the men and women that we honor today. We now have the responsibility to ensure the continuation of that freedom and to be ever vigilant to recognize and oppose those forces that would tend to destroy it. The founding of this country was a new course in the history of the world. Since then, each generation of Americans has made its contribution to the maintenance of that course. Today, we honor the Americans who answered the call to service of our country and gave their lives so that there would be no deviation from that chartered course. Let us all take inspiration from that supreme sacrifice that we honor today to advance the work for which those lives were sacrificed. Although we may grieve the loss of life, we can comfort ourselves in remembering that these men and women fought under the extraordinary faith that the loss of liberty was a fate much worse than death. Today we are involved in another war, but the world is much different for our brave servicemen and servicewomen today. In fact, I will just mention that just before this ceremony started, I had a chance to speak with Mrs. Moxley. As you may know, is the widow of serviceman Clifford Moxley, who died in Iraq in 2004. The war we are fighting today is not against a particular nation or ideology. Today, America's enemies do not represent a specific country. Instead, their allegiance is to terror. We are involved in a global fight to protect democracy at home and abroad. So today, in honoring the memories of all who have fought for this nation through all wars, we also honor those who have died fighting in this new war, in the global war on terror. If our country is to endure as we know it, then faith and courage must exist in us. With moral conviction comes the courage to fulfill the task of preserving our freedom. Courage is the ability to set one's fears aside in order to get the job done. Our faith, and therefore our courage, will be enhanced by today's memorial to those who have answered and fulfilled our country's call to service. I leave you today with the words spoken by President Truman in his message to Congress on July 19, 1950. He said, "We will follow the course we have chosen with courage and with faith, because we carry in our hearts the flame of freedom. We are fighting for liberty and for peace, and with God's blessing, we shall succeed." Thank you.
At this time, Carl Castellani of DAV 112 will place the wreath honoring our departed military members. Will be followed by the raising of the flag.
Fire! Aim! Fire! Aim! Fire! Present arms!
God bless America.
Over hill, over dale, we have hit the dusty trail as those caissons go rolling along. In and out, hear them shout, counter-marching all about as those caissons go rolling along.
Today's event of Memorial Day, May 28th, 2007, we had a great participation from the audience and from those that participated in forming this parade. Once again, I thank you, and it's glad to be here with everybody today. And don't forget, if you have a chance, visit the hospitalized veterans, whatever area you're in. They need your help as well as the rest of the country. So let's do our job, let's do it, and take the time to thank everybody, as well as the military and the civilians of this country.
Semper Paratus is our guide, our fame, our glory too.
It was nice to get the hometown feeling, the community feeling. I like that. Everyone gets involved. It was a nice turnout here. My understanding, the past events have been a little lacking in turnout, but this event got a good turnout, and I got to meet a lot of the community members. I was welcomed and shook a lot of hands and spoke with a lot of people who congratulated me and wished me luck. And that's very supporting, and it'll help me in the long run.
It was great. Today's event was great. I think it was one of the biggest Memorial Day parades we've had in Ellwood City. I was the parade marshal in the parade today, and it was surely a great honor. And my two young sisters that are on the school board got me into this. And I told them after this that I would help them from now on, whatever they wanted me to do.
I think we had an amazing turnout. The streets were lined for many, many blocks, and I was very impressed with the people who came out to be supportive of our veterans, and for the folks who have given their lives. It was a great event, and I see this community really coming together to revitalize this parade when there was the chance that it might not even happen this year, to come together and so many people come out and volunteer and get involved. I was very proud of my community today.
Joseph A. Hemsky was very involved in all the military affairs within the city. He was a combat veteran in the Philippines. He returned here, and he never ceased to help the operation and helping the veterans and the needy families of this Ellwood City. He was a huge participant and formed in this community according to the Memorial Day parades throughout many years. He will be missed, and we also dedicated Memorial Day, May 28, 2007, in memory of Joe A. Hemsky.
This is America, and these people that went over and fought for us to save America for us. And that's why I honor anybody that served in the wars and then that died in a war. I respect them. I respect their families, and like Dennis Baker, I know his brother Gary, because my wife was born in Bernstown. That's where they was born. That was where they was, and I knew him, and that's why I respect them, because this is the United States, and they fought in a war for us, and they got killed for protecting us in that. And well, I just feel sorry for everybody that died over there, and I honor them. That's why I stop.